Hello there, prospective dungeon delver. I see that you've stumbled across this guide to the 7-man dungeon Kezzel's Gorge. Now, you might be wondering a few things, such as why make a guide for this dungeon instead of the other 3 new ones? Simple, my fine, intelligent friend. There are 2 reasons. The first, Kezzel's Gorge is such a complicated fight that requires the finest of minds and has some of the most groundbreaking mechanics in the entire game of Terra. In other words, people are dumbasses. And number 2, due to this fight being one of the most hard-ass pieces of content in the game, your failure rate is immediately increased by 90% if you are in a group of strangers. But don't worry, for the sake of this guide, we'll assume that all of these people in my party are complete strangers who have no idea what the hell they're doing. That way, we can make an emotional connection that will hopefully leave an imprint of this dungeon's strategies on your beautiful little brain. It'll be our little secret. So, I will be explaining all the in-depth things that you must do to make sure that your party is a success from start to finish. Kezzel's Gorge is a dungeon that requires you to team up with an awkward-ass number of 7 people to kill a single BAM. When you enter the dungeon, immediately use the switch to throw your party into the fray. Contrary to popular belief, you should not wait for any charms or buffs that would normally be allocated to all your party members. If you are successful, your party will most likely begin to yell explicitives, and the sudden shock of seeing a giant-ass rock made with molten lava will jolt them to the next level of performance. Congratulations! You've just increased your success by a modest 6%. They'll thank you later. Shortly after you begin the fight, Kezzel will break through the barricades and begin to raffle stomp your entire party with his feet. If you're doing this fight correctly, you should have a minimum of 4 to 5 deaths per 20 seconds as you all desperately cling for dear life. This will continue for a jolly good 5 to 6 minutes. If your tank is a professional, they will somehow cast magical mojo powers that will cause Kezzel to freak the hell out and begin to mate with the nearby cliffs. Take advantage of this moment as Kezzel is most vulnerable during acts of intercourse with the nearby rock formations, so take special care to jam your weapon up his. After interrupting the bow chicka wow wow time Kezzel had, he will break through the next set of barricades, beginning the next phase of his fight. Now, let me stress the utmost importance of this phase, for this will involve the use of siege weapons. A tool that most players tend to go retarded on as they struggle to understand the basic concept of shooting a giant-ass target before it smashes their cannon. Knowing that your ever-so-intelligent group did not assign which 3 people will mount each of these 3 cannons, take it upon yourself to be one of these valiant heroes to grab a cannon and pick out your most capable members and order them in all caps lock to mount the other 2 cannons that you won't be taking. As a general rule of thumb, for picking your 2 most able-bodied members, here is a checklist for the things that you will need to know and indicate if they are intelligent enough to handle these complex weapons. Number 1. Are they able to breathe without an assisted reminder from another human being? Number 2. Do they not have problems with premature ejections of long-range devices? If they said no to any of these, they are most likely not capable of handling the cannons. After missing all of the cannon shots and unsuccessfully knocking Kezzel down during this phase, your chances of success decrease by a mere 1%. But that's okay, because the next phase begins. In this phase, it is another repeat of the first phase. Except you and your less intelligent counterparts will grab several barrels and place them randomly, rather than placing them all at once at the same time to get a knockdown on Kezzel. But that's alright, for your trusty tank will most likely cast more spells that will cause Kezzel to be a raging barbarian in heat looking for the next rock formation. This will increase your chance of success by 10%. Now, I know what you're thinking. Help! He's not dead yet and he's at the gate. Don't worry, my dear dungeon delvers, for this is the final stand your entire party will make. Take it upon yourself to shout in all caps and say that you will be handling the giant-ass drills at the gate along with the cannon, for you are empowered with knowledge and wisdom that those half-wit idiots do not contain. Because Kezzel doesn't give 2 damns about you, he'll immediately run for the gate and begin to smash it, occasionally killing your healer in the process for giggles and a good laugh. Make sure to hit the drill when Kezzel is far enough from the gate, and if you manage to get your party members with the drill, and you should, they will be granted a buff that gives them invulnerability and a grayscale screen with a resurrection button in the middle. Oh, and make sure to get in the cannon and hit Kezzel as well. When he's fallen and he can't get up, he'll most likely begin to scream horrific lamentations. Take this time to rip apart his rocky ass systematically from top to bottom. Congratulations, intrepid dungeon delver. If you've followed all these steps, then your chances of success increase exponential. Whoa. Wait a second, holy crap! We actually beat him? What the fuck? 4 to 5 deaths per 20 seconds as you have the... If your tank is a professional, they will somehow cast magical mojo powers that will cause Kezzel to freak the hell out and begin to mate with the nearby cliffs. Take advantage of this moment, as Kezzel is most vulnerable when... After interrupting the bow chicka wow wow time Kezzel had, he will begin through the next set... Begin, break, 2 different words. As a general rule of thumb, for... Number 2... I forgot the rest of the lines. Number 2, do they not have problems with God dang it! When he's fallen and he can't get up, he'll most likely